All right, so this is part five as to why Donald Trump is the Antichrist. Now, I touched on this earlier in my previous videos, but I'm going to give a visual representation of what I was talking about in terms of Daniel and the little horn in chapter 7, verse 8. So, this man back in 2020 was the one that was behind Operation Warp Speed. He was the one that signed into law under emergency authorization orders to get the hokey pokey up and going um, at warp speed to get this in as many human bodies as possible. Okay, so this is a picture of Donald Trump signing into law Operation Warp Speed. Uh, and so this is the little visual representation. So I'm going to read Daniel chapter 7, verse 8. I considered the horns, and behold, there came up among them another little horn, before whom there were three of the first horns plucked up by the roots. And behold, in this horn were eyes like the eyes of man, and a mouth speaking great things. That's obviously Donald Trump. See, this is the Operation Warp Speed logo when they were signing it into law. You see, you got the little horn off to the side here, and then the three horns plucked up, the three horns right here, and you got the little one plucked up from the three. They're blatantly telling you who the Antichrist is. Daniel chapter 2, verse 43. And whereas thou sawest iron mixed with miry clay, they shall mingle themselves with the seed of men, but they shall not cleave one to another, even as iron is not mixed with clay. And see in Operation Warp Speed, if you can clearly see war seed, because they have declared war on the seed of humankind. So in Genesis, when the fallen angels started mingling with humans, with human women, and completely tampered with humankind, which God, that's the one thing God won't deal with. He won't allow to go on for very long before he judges the world. And ultimately, that's what led to the flood, because there was giants walking around, because that was the offspring of the fallen angels. When they mated with the daughters of men, it created Nephilim, which were giants. And so God had to flood the earth to cleanse of all this. Same thing's happening now, just differently. Now it's being done covertly. Satan realized he couldn't do it out in the open like he did before, so now he has to do it covertly. And so this time he went about it a little bit differently, and this time he put nanobots in people so he could prep them for the mark of the beast. And this is what's happening. And so if you know what happened previously in history, his story, God's story, whenever this happens, God has to judge the world again. Now, he's not going to do it by water. This time, he's going to do it by fire. And so this is just another piece of evidence as to why Donald Trump is the Antichrist. All right, so this concludes part 5 as to why Donald Trump's the Antichrist.